So I am seeing this actually like the first time today, and with this, the Dragon Age creator addresses Veilguard's woke criticism, which a lot of you stupid morons actually came up with that stupid idea. So here's what it is. This is what the key takeaways of this, because I'm gonna read it a little bit. Dragon Age series creator David Geider dismissed the notion of the Veilguard turning the series woke. Geider labeled people propagating the criticism as tourists, implying that the Dragon Age franchise has always been woke. Now, I don't know what it means to insult someone with that, so calling someone a tourist insult. I don't know what that is. Taurus is with Taurus or moron, which, you know, okay, so it's a derogatory term to where, you know, it's literally calling people morons. And you know what, I don't blame them. I don't blame them for saying that, because a lot of you guys didn't understand that this game was actually woke from the beginning. You have the ability to make your character multiple races, female or male, or anything of any other gender. You can make them black, white, Hispanic. You know, you can make a wood elf, black elf, dark elf, or light elf, etc., etc. And then now they just add in more character customization choices, and then now everybody's losing their mind. There are characters who are LGBT from the fucking beginning, and I don't understand where this just like goes over people's fucking. And it's very insane that people don't understand that. If you don't think that this never happened in any Dragon Age game, you're fucking insane. It's happened not just in Dragon Age, but in Mass Effect, which is made by the same fucking company. But let me go into this. The criticism of Dragon Age, the Veilguard becoming woke, is uninformed. Uninformed series creator David Geider has suggested, all the while labeling those who propagate into it as tourists. This role is just the latest development in the culture wars that has been recently encompassed the upcoming Dragon Age game. I don't know why the fuck there's a culture war, because literally when people are saying something is woke by adding LGBT stuff, which LGBT stuff has been literally a thing ever since fucking, you know, goddamn ancient Greece, is weird to me. Multiple popular online boards, including the Veilguard Steam discussion forums, have lately flooded the criticisms about the fourth entry in the long-running franchise being woke. Some of the posters contributing to the wave of complaints that have taken issues with the Dragon Age, the Veilguard's companions being canonally pansexual, arguing that this attempt at offering diverse romance options robs them of personality. No, that doesn't. Literally, personality and gender, or personality and sexual orientation, are two different fucking things. You have people who could be a complete fucking asshole personality and be gay, straight, or lesbian, or anything under the fucking stars. And I don't know how the fuck that does that. If people actually think this, I don't know what the fuck you're thinking. It's weird. Arguing that the attempt of offering diverse romance options, others appear to be irked by the game's diverse cast of characters for various stated reasons. I don't understand why this is. There's so many diverse characters in Dragon Age. We've had that based off of race and color. Don't understand why that's a problem. So with that, Dragon Age creator says series has always been woke, which is absolutely true. I don't understand why this has been a thing when it hit the market 2009, and people were like, oh, it's always like, oh, it's going woke now. It's always been fucking woke. Mass Effect has always been fucking woke, because you've been able to choose LGBT choices over the whole time. But regardless of that, those are natural aspects of life, and I don't understand why people don't understand this. Dragon Age series creator David Geider has recently opted to respond to some of these complaints by remarking how the usual suspects are upset at how woke the new Dragon Age is, and apparently sudden and unexpected development in the series. Follow up on the train of thought, an industry veteran called out the people who spread the sentiment fucking tourists in a response Bluesky's post. The label was meant to imply that these critics are falsely presenting themselves as Dragon Age fans, who would know that the series could have been categorized as woke from its first entry, which hit the market in 2009. If you think that this game is woke based off of this first trailer and you have not played the other games, I don't know where the fuck have you been. I don't know where the fuck have you been. You've been on like the moon, or you haven't been playing any other games, which is absolutely true. There's a whole bunch of diverse characters from Quinari, even from like dwarves and everything. There's all different types of characters and all different types of skin colors that you can make them. But you know what? It's actually true. Apparently, the usual suspects are upset at how woke the new Dragon Age is. Apparently, so they expected development in the series. Fucking tourists. Yeah, you know, I agree with that. You have not played the previous Dragon Age, and if you're gonna tell me that it was never woke back then, you're a fucking liar. I have played every single Dragon Age game from the first one. I played every expansion from first one and the second one. I played Inquisition. I've also played every single Mass Effect game that came out. The fact that people just think that automatically, oh, this is just woke, is weird because of the fact that, hello, there's a bunch of characters that have been gay there or LGBT and all this. It's very weird. The problem is of the fact that they literally got to a point where it's like, hey, you know what? Let me go ahead and add in other options for character creation. It's very weird. In a subsequent interaction with other Bluesky user, Gaiden clarified that he has no issues with people liking or disliking whatever they have seen with the upcoming Dragon Age game so far. Now, if you don't like the way it plays or you don't like the way it looks, I understand that. That's completely up, like, your opinion on that. But the idea of wokeness is just weird. His initial comment was intended to counter the notion that the Veilguard introduces a new level of wokeness to the franchise. And a lot of people are like, oh, you know what? You know, it's really good to go ahead and insult the consumer. Yes, if you're fucking stupid. A lot of people don't understand that a lot of gaming companies are going to do this, and some of you honestly don't care if they insult you or not. You're still going to do it, and you're still going to buy it, and you're still going to fucking care. I guess that's what it is. The Dragon Age series has always been fairly inclusive. It started out before the word woke has even been part of the widespread English vernacular, and then long before it was adopted as a sarcastic I don't know how to pronounce it. Portrative for anything perceived as progressive, such as LGBTQ and multiracial representation in the media. And sorry, my English reading is not too well. This could help explain why the first 3 mainline installments weren't as polarized, as they debuted at the time when widespread online culture wars of this sort were not as prevalent. So I think people are saying this because a lot of people are claiming everything in the media is woke, which it isn't. Things including LGBT or different like characters based off of skin color and stuff like this, it doesn't mean it's woke. It just means that it's being more diverse. And games need to be diverse and inclusive. It's not even being diverse and inclusive based off of race. It can also be based off of background story, where a lot of people can actually, you know, get to a point where they, get to a point where they hear the background story of a character and they can relate easily. So my opinion of this specifically is that when people go ahead and say shit like, oh, games are becoming woke nowadays, it's literally the fact that they don't like to see another person that doesn't look like them, or someone who is multi-gendered or different gender or different race than they are. That's my opinion to it. You're just a fucking bigot. With that, it doesn't change the fact of diversity is going to happen in many different types of medias and many types of areas, because guess what? That's just what it is. People are going to get included in this, whether it's LGBTQ, whether it's white, black, Hispanic, or whether it's people who are heavyset, you know, whether people who are models, ugly men, good-looking men, etc. That's where diversity and inclusion comes to a point. It also comes to the point of story. Like, for instance, I'll give you an idea. One character, and I don't remember the name, so I'm just going to post a picture of him. One character was hated by his father, who was, I believe, was a magistrate from the circle, because of his sexual preference. And, you know, a lot of people don't understand that that is a actual thing that happens. But, you know, let me state this straightforward, and I'm going to state this on the true honesty. I'm seeing the complaints coming from people outside of the United States, because in my opinion, when it comes to a lot of things in regards to, you know, racial inclusion or LGBT inclusion, the United States is changing more to a point where we're trying to be a lot more accepting to things like that. There are certain instances where racism and fucking ignorance still exists in some certain areas, but a lot of people don't like the fact that, you know, places outside of the United States don't want to go ahead and have this type of inclusion or diversity because it goes against their religious rights. Where, in my opinion, if your religious rights are more important than the fact that somebody wants to go ahead and love who they want to love, then in my opinion, you shouldn't have that religion. In my opinion, I think, and this is my straight opinion, a lot of things, I know a lot of people are going to hate this opinion, that in my opinion, I think religion needs to be wiped from this world. I think a lot of people don't understand that religion has been a lot more destructive in many other areas instead of inclusive. From Christianity, from a lot of other types of religion. I know for a fact there's not everybody who is like that, but it goes to a point where it's really hard to find, you know, good individuals from that aspect. But the fact that people just keep on labeling woke, and woke on something that is not woke is kind of weird. It's the exact same thing what they're doing with Assassin's Creed Shadows, which a lot of you have left comments on my recent video, and, you know, sprout such stupidity. Also the exact same thing what they did with Space Marines. It's the exact same thing what they're trying to do with Ghost of Yote, and it's very, very off. Even to a point where a lot of people try to go ahead and shame developers for being female. I don't understand why that's a fucking issue. Game developers have been female, male for fucking years. I think the first one, and I could be really wrong about this. I'm going to see this right here. First video game developer. So, it's very weird. That a lot of people don't understand where, you know, a lot of things like being diverse in the game necessity. A lot of people don't understand where things like, you know, it's just where like people had major parts certain things in gaming. Like for instance, excuse me, there's Gary Lawson, who invented the first gaming cartridge, and he was African American. Dr. Gladys Mae West, the hidden figure of GPS. Ed Smith, developer of an Imagination Machine. Toys Coin Op division was Alice Washington. The first female game designer was Muriel Tramis, and they're all African American. And let me see like the first female game developer. It's the women in the video game industry, which a lot of them actually have major places in video games. Donna Bailey was 1981, along with Ed Long, created the video game Centipede. A lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people don't understand that. That a lot of people don't see that. Carol Shaw was born in 1955. She was best known for creating the vertical scrolling for the Atari 2600. That was for River Raid in 1982. Women had major parts in game development since the beginning of time, and people are just too ignorant to it. And it's just very, very sad that, like, you know, people don't want to give credit to people because they're female developers. It's very, very sad. I would say this personally. If you want to judge Dragon Age, by all means, judge based on what you see. Like some people say that it doesn't look good, it's not their type of tea. Understandable. I would suggest like giving the game a try if it comes out with a demo. If it comes out with a demo, by all means, give it a try. I would suggest if you're just gonna claim wokeism to it, you're an ignorant fool. You know nothing about the gaming industry, and you keep on saying stuff like this just because you just want to say shit like this. You're bored at home. You're fucking stupid. And it's just very insane to me, where, you know, people try to just go ahead and blame females in the gaming industry, where the gaming industry thrived because of a lot of females since 1980s. And people try to say that woke this, woke that, because they're trying to include people of all types, where gaming is not to be gatekeeped from anybody. Gaming should be meant for everyone. It should include everyone. But a lot of people don't understand that. But if you believe that this game is woke, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you. You should rethink your life choices. probably don't have children. And I know I come off very insulting, but this goes to a point where when you hear the comments or see the comments in certain areas, it's just weird. It gets to a point where it's absolutely off. There's no reason to it, and people just don't understand that. And people just say, "Oh, you know what? It's freedom of speech." Well, you know what? You're not free of consequence. That's why you get insulted. But anyway, with that, that's just what I gotta say. I stand behind the Dragon Age developers. I know you guys are saying that is because the series is not too good enough, or it's gonna become woke. Then you know what? You have never played the game. You've never played the game before, and you know what? You should stop talking, and you should just quit while you're ahead. That's just my opinion of it, and that's all I gotta say.